you feel like you're some sort of Billy Badass on a gentleman's bike. Hello from beautiful Guthrie Center, Iowa. That's an 1100 Indian Scout, and we're going to take her for a ride. Yahoo! We're down here at Lennon Mills and just outside of Panora, Iowa. This is the 2016 Indian Scout. It's an 1100cc, 100 horsepower, ABS brakes, 6-speed, hot rod. Isn't that thing just gorgeous? I've only driven it about a dozen miles. But, well, let's go over what she's got. V-twin that's liquid cooled, 4 valves per cylinder. Fuel injected, of course. 6-speed gearbox with that motor. Single disc brake on the front. Using the brakes, they seem to be fine. I haven't had any issues with them at all. Regular upright forks. I think Doug added these running boards. The saddlebags are Viking bags. Oh, the bike's belt drive. Back brake is disc also. It has anti-lock. Isn't that thing just beautiful? I think she has a 3.3 gallon gas tank is what I read. These Scouts are supposed to weigh 560 pounds with fuel, I believe. Seat height is low. I don't have a number for you on that, but it's very low. It's much lower than my Shadow. At least it feels that way. Jumping back to the engine real quick. Compression ratio on that is 10.7 to 1, I believe, is what I read. And of course 100 horsepower. I think the rating for torque was something like 78 or 80 foot-pounds. The seat is actually, it feels like leather. I'm not sure if it is or not. It's got a little backrest option that he has for it. But isn't that just a gorgeous bike? The frame on these, this is all metal. And the engine is actually a stress member. So this frame, which wraps around the radiator, is part of the is the frame of the motorcycle, the front frame, front section. Then the engine becomes a stress member, and then this becomes the rear connection point. Lets it sit lower. I suppose it weighs less. This bike actually weighs less than my Honda Shadow. I have an 1100 Shadow La Sombra. I think we pointed out already it's belt drive. Well, I got some motorcycle to go ride. I'm going to go hit the road. We'll talk again in a little bit. Yahoo! A little bit about her switch gear. It's all very high quality. The blinkers work excellent. Very smooth. High beams, blinkers, horn. Over here is the control that controls what you see on the LCD screen down here. Tach, temperature, overall miles, trip 1. Anyway, I think the mirrors are great on this bike. I've read and seen on YouTube places that these mirrors aren't that great. You know what? They're absolutely awesome. I can see very well. He has these extenders on there, but I can see very well, and they're very clear. Okay, on this side, throttle, of course, start, and then the kill switch. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, now we're at Nations Bridge Park in Guthrie County. Beautiful Guthrie County, by the way. And there's the wonderful 16 Indian Scout, of course. So I want to talk about styling. Boy, this bike has it. It's a good looking motorcycle. It's got these beefy tires. It's got these wonderful rims, and I love the way the tank looks. This flowing tank here. Get out of it like this. Of course, this heavy-duty anodized frame or whatever this coating is. Beautiful exhaust system. The leather seats. Absolutely gorgeous. I think this is a very good looking motorcycle. Look at that rear end. Woohoo! Sexy, huh? I think as far as looks goes, this bike definitely has it. I love it. Absolutely love it. I wouldn't mind having this bike in my garage. As a matter of fact, the only thing wrong with this bike so far is that my name's not on the title. So we are in Menlo, Iowa now. The Menlo White Rose gas man right there. I call him the General. They've repainted him recently. How's that for a view? I'd like to talk about comfort on this thing. This beautiful Indian Scout. I think it's very comfortable. The seating position, I have to reach for the bars a little bit, but I think that's actually just a difference between my Honda Shadow and the style on this bike. I don't think it's an uncomfortable thing. I think it's a thing that once I got used to it, it wouldn't be a problem at all. I love the forward controls with these running boards. I don't know if these running boards are stock or not, but I've hung my feet off the back right on top. I put my foot up like this. They work great. They just they make the bike, you know, a little more flexible. The like I said, the seat, when I first got on it, I thought it might be a little hard, but you know what, it's very comfortable. I'm about 60 miles into the ride without any trouble so far. And like I was saying about the handlebars, good things. Mirrors have worked beautifully. I'd seen some complaints about those, but you know what, not an issue. The ride itself, I've heard that there's only 3 inches of suspension travel on the rear, but for the roads I've been traveling, which are blacktop, some of them are a little rough but not terrible, it's been great. No problems at all there. And the tires are very large on the front in particular. Looks like that might be something that would weigh the bike's handling down, but not for me. I have found this thing to handle absolutely, I would say, on the edge of nimble. You know, not nimble, but towards that end of nimble. You know, it handles very well. I don't know, how would the back seat be? I don't know. I wouldn't want to ride on the back of that seat. But anyway, you know what? Beautiful bike. Let's hit the next town. See what's there. Yahoo! All right, we are at the location of the first train robbery in the Midwest. Jesse James and his gang of outlaws, right there. Anyway, back to this bike. Let's talk about maneuverability and handling again. She's got a 62-inch wheelbase. Even though with a big tire, I think she handles great. Moving around, we'll start with slow speed. I intentionally, like in a gas station or something like that, I intentionally pulled into this spot where I would have to wheel her back and forth, and then I just now did the same thing here. She moves very easily. She is a heavy motorcycle at 550 pounds, but low seat height, good advantage, and I would say she handles very well for what she is. Next, let's talk about how she does in town. I drove around the brick streets of Adair, just right up the road, and a little bit of Stewart, Iowa, and of course a little bit in Guthrie and Panora as well. And I would say she cruises incredibly well in those kind of situations. She does very well. I like this motorcycle. I would buy one of these motorcycles. On the highway, 50, 60, 70 miles an hour. She's just not loaded. She's just, she's very comfortable and happy. I can't think of a bad thing to say about her. The suspension is adequate, more than adequate. It's good. Better than most bikes that have, minimal adjustability. I don't think there's any adjustments on the front, and there's just a little bit, looks like this preload on the back. But I think she does very well. I'm about 200 pounds with my boots on. Okay, now comes the fun. I want to talk about performance. Performance. Does it perform? Yeah, it's hot. She has 2 soles. One is on the first third of the throttle or so, and in that area she's calm and easygoing and very sensitive and does very well. And then she has this other thing that comes about, and that's when you give her a twist. You give her a twist and boy, she just comes to life. I had her on a bridge. Sorry, Doug, I did this. I had her on a bridge over by Panora, and I just pulled up about 3-4 miles an hour, and I twisted that throttle and she just came to life. There was a demon inside that engine, and it just screamed. Going down the highway at you know, 50, if you just 55, you crank the gas and within a second or two you're going 75. I would say she has lots of power, especially for somebody like me. I think she's just more than adequate. All right, let's keep on rolling. Yahoo! Well, we've come to the end of the ride. About 100 miles on that bike, that Hot Rod Scout, and how do I feel about it? Well, it's amazing. That thing is powerful. It's good handling without being twitchy. It's stable on the highway. Good looking. Everywhere I stopped, somebody came up and talked to me about her. I don't know what else to say. I'm in love with the thing. It's just a dream. I feel great when you're riding it. You feel like you're some sort of Billy Badass on a gentleman's bike. You know, the thing sounds good, feels good. It feels like $1 million. Would I buy one of them? I might just do that. The thing's gorgeous. Y'all have a good day. Life is good. Enjoy.